back to my channel. I hope you're all doing okay. I'm attempting to film this video. I've currently got a sleeping baby. I can see her on the monitor. But I'm not holding my breath that she's going to stay asleep for very long. At the minute, she tends to not be sleeping for more than probably 30 minutes at a time during the day. So I'm not sure how well this is going to go, but I'm going to give it a go, and if I have to stop and film it another time, I will. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about some of my baby must-have, baby essentials that I have found really useful and helpful for us. Nova is nearly 3 months old now, so this is kind of what we've been using kind of up until 3 months. I'm sure it will change and things will switch in and out as she's getting older, but this is kind of what I have found really useful and what she has loved from 0 to 3 months. I will also just say that not every baby is the same, they're all different, so something that might work for us may not work for you and your baby, so just bear that in mind. There's probably many things on here that other people don't agree with because it just didn't work for them and vice versa, so this is just personally what has worked for us. I'm also going to touch on a few things kind of like baby buy regrets and things like that. I don't really have any regrets, but I'll kind of go into a bit more detail of that, explaining why I don't really have many regrets, and if there are a few things that I probably wouldn't buy again, I'll go into detail of that as well. So to start with, number one, my top essential for if you are a bottle feeding mum is a Tommee Tippee Perfect Prep machine. We have absolutely loved ours. I've mentioned this in a previous video of my bottle feeding tips video. It has been an absolute lifesaver. We didn't have one to start with because I didn't know if I was going to be bottle feeding or breastfeeding, but it turns out we've gone down the bottle feeding route, so we then purchased one knowing that we were going to be using it. That's kind of like my main advice, is if you don't know if you're going to need it or not, hold off. For big purchases, I guess, for things like that. So I didn't buy it just in case I needed it. I bought it when I did actually need it. And I think that's what really helped me not have any regrets with purchasing things for her. It's the Perfect Prep machine, it's amazing. It prepares bottles within minutes at the perfect temperature. You just press the button, you select your ounces, press the button, and it does all the work for you. You just have to put your scoops of formula in. It's brilliant. So it's so much quicker than having to boil the kettle and wait for it to cool down to feed your baby. When you've got a crying, screaming, hungry baby, it's literally ready in seconds, and it's superb for the night feeds as well, which is great. Number 2 on our list is her swing chair. This is something that I think babies absolutely love them. Some babies absolutely hate them. Nova loves her electric swing. She will often nap in this throughout the day. It just really relaxes her. It's something that I use multiple times a day if I need to pop her down to get a few jobs done. She's just so happy just sitting in there having a little swing. It also plays like white noise and different kind of like music, and you can also select how fast you want the swing to go. So for us, that has been an absolute essential. What I will say for that though is to help kind of not create a baby buy regret if she wasn't going to use it. I did purchase it beforehand because it's kind of one of those things you don't know if she's going to like it until you try it. But we bought ours second hand, and we also didn't splash out on a really expensive one. There's loads of brands out there that are super expensive, like the Mamaroos for mums, and like I think there's like a Luna one, and they are all really kind of top end of the budget. It was just not doable for us, so I was kind of looking at more kind of budget friendly ones, and the one we went for was a Greco one. I have no idea what make it is because, like I said, it's second hand. I think it might be quite an old model, I'm not entirely sure, but I think we paid like £15 for it, £15-20 second hand, or it might not have even been that much, I can't remember now. But that's kind of a tip to kind of stop you from having any regret buys, is if you don't splash out loads of money on an item that you're not sure if they're going to use or not, then it's not necessarily too much of a loss if they don't like it. And again, it being second hand just reduced that price even more. Obviously I cleaned it thoroughly and all that sort of stuff, but for us it's been a lifesaver, and it was only like £20, which is great. The third thing I'm going to talk about, which has been an absolute essential for Nova and sleeping, is white noise. We actually purchased Ewan, the Dream Sheep, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend that as the white noise machine, but I would 100% say that white noise in general has been a massive lifesaver for us. I don't know if you can hear it at the minute, but she's got that playing while she's napping at the moment. So she uses white noise to go to sleep, normally at night time, unless she's kind of like fallen asleep downstairs with us. It really helps soothe and settle her. We have used Ewan for these first 3 months and we will continue to use him. There is like a timer on it, so I think it only lasts, the white noise only plays for 20 minutes, which in a way is great because we haven't then got to listen to it all night long. And it's fine with her being in the same room as me, because when I hear her stir, I can just click it back on and it kind of does that. I have got the deluxe version where it kind of is supposed to have a baby cry sensor. I've never worked out how that works. I think it's only like the sensor's only on for a certain amount of time, so if they cry after that period of time it wouldn't work. And to be honest, I think I just wake up even before Ewan would detect her crying. So if I hear her shuffling or getting a little bit kind of unsettled in the night, I will just click it back on, so that's fine. Like I said, it turns off, it's on a timer itself. Another thing I would say about white noise is for us it has been an essential to have a portable white noise. It's kind of like when we're out and about, to pop her in the pushchair and things like that to settle her, or if we're around a parent's house or friends and families and things like that, and I want to get her to settle and sleep. I've been using my phone, I've been using Spotify on my phone for white noise, but a really annoying thing with that is then obviously my phone is then out of use. I can't use it because I've popped the phone in the pushchair for her to listen to. In hindsight, or next time, I probably wouldn't bother with Ewan. I would just get the portable one and I would use it at night time when she's in the bedroom with us, and I would use it for out and about because Ewan is just too big and bulky to carry around with you when you're going out and about. The third option for white noise is if you have an Amazon Echo. I'm not going to say the name. I don't know about a Google device or anything like that. I'm not entirely sure, but I know the Amazon Echoes, because we've now got a Dot in the nursery. If you just ask that to play white noise, then it will play, I think, for an hour, and then you can ask it to do it on a loop. So it will then continue that white noise throughout the entire night until you tell it to stop, basically, which is amazing because if they wake up and stir in the night, it's already playing, or such as now, she's having her nap. When she wakes up and stirs from her nap, it's still playing. There's no change in sound there, because that is the only thing with the self-timer ones that stop. When they wake up, it was there when they fell asleep and now it's not, so it's kind of like a change in their environment. But you just got to see what works. We tend to use the Amazon Echo for kind of like nap times and things like that, and when we're at home, and then at night time, and if we're out and about, we'll use a more portable one, or one that switches off. The fourth thing that I'm going to mention is a room and bath thermometer. We use a Tommy Tippy one. This has been an absolute lifesaver because when I run a bath, I want to make sure that it's not too hot and not too cold, and it will tell me. The same for like night times, I need to know what to dress her in. It just tells me what the temperature of the room is as well. So I have like that peace of mind. I know that she's in the correct clothing, and when I'm popping her in the bath, it's not too hot and it's not too cold. Sticking on thermometers, another essential for us has been a like head touch thermometer to check her temperature. We've used this a couple of times when she's been really unsettled, especially after she had her vaccinations, just to keep an eye on her temperature, giving her sort of paracetamol or Calpol if she needed to bring that down. So that for us has been an essential in these first few months, and I'm sure will continue throughout the rest of her infancy years. Number 5 is some type of carrier. We have been using a sling. I think it's called Ismi or Ismi, the brand. I got it from Aldi, and it's kind of like a wrap sling type thing. It's super soft, lovely. These are great for newborn days when they just want that skin to skin, they want that contact, they don't want to be away from you. It just means you've got your hands free and you can get jobs done around the house. You know, you can do housework, you can do washing, you can have a cup of tea. You know, you've got your hands free, but you're still getting that close contact, and it's really helpful for kind of like contact naps and things like that. I found it great. It is also amazing for walks. If you're going out and about and it's not pram suitable, then you can just pop them in the sling. I will say I have now purchased a carrier as well, so a little bit more like a rucksack and has like buckles and things. I've now purchased one of those because I've found the sling has been absolutely great, and I've used it loads, and it was actually, I find it really easy to put on. But now she's getting older, I feel like I need something that's a bit more robust, can hold a bit more weight, and kind of because now her head she's not just in one position, she's moving a lot more. I feel like I just need that little bit more support from a carrier. The one that I have bought, I've forgotten the brand, I'll link it below, it's from Amazon, it was only like £23. So again, I'm trying not to spend loads of money on things, especially if I don't know if I'm going to like it or use it. It was the same with the wrap. I bought that from Aldi, I think that was around £20 as well. So some wraps and carriers are an extortionate amount, and probably more than just the add up to more in total than both of the things that I've got together. So now I've got a choice. I know that I get the use out of them. But yeah, I would highly recommend one of those. I've only just purchased the more rucksack type one, and I do really enjoy that, and that is my favourite now. I don't know if it would have been my favourite when she was a teeny tiny newborn, I don't know, I can't say, but some sort of carrier so you can get things done and have your hands free is brilliant. Number 6 on my list, which is something that was on my baby buy list that I knew I would have to get, but I didn't think I would need it this early on, and that is a baby monitor. Now, I didn't initially purchase a baby monitor. Like I said, it was on my list to get in a couple of months' time. I thought, she'll be sleeping in the room with me all the time. At night time, she'll be in bed with us. There's going to be no reason for us to have a monitor. However, I have actually been using our monitor because I bought one secondhand off a friend, and we have been using it a lot. Not necessarily, we haven't used it at night time because she's still in bed with us. It is just for those occasions where if she's fallen asleep somewhere, say like downstairs in her swing chair, she's fallen asleep, and I want to run up and have a shower or hang some washing out upstairs or put some washing away or do some housework upstairs, I don't want to have to disturb her. I can't carry the swing seat upstairs. It's like far too big and bulky to be lugging around the house. So that's when I use the baby monitor. I just flick that on. I will regularly check up on her anyway. I'll be whipping up and down the stairs and I'll be coming to check on her. It is just that peace of mind, and when I am upstairs having my shower, I know that she's okay, and then it is just something that I've loved to use and to keep an eye on her, and I really didn't think I would need it this early on. Like now as well, she's napping upstairs. Sometimes she'll fall asleep in her next to me cot when we're upstairs. Sometimes I'll just pop her down in her nursery big cot when I'm kind of like sorting stuff out there, and she'll drop off to sleep. So I've then got the monitor to keep an eye on her and make sure that she's okay. Number 7 is a feeding chair. Now this is definitely not an essential, and this isn't like on my must-have list, let's say, but it is something that I'm surprised I've used as much as I did. I've heard so many people say, we put a feeding chair in the nursery, like a big armchair to feed in, and we never use it. I use it every single night. That is where I do her night feed. So in the evenings when we're having like wind down time, sometimes I'll give her a bottle in the nursery if she's had a bath and she's then tired or she's hungry. I will then give her bottle there. But definitely at night times I will go into the nursery, because it just means that I'm leaving Tom asleep in bed. I'm not disturbing him, and it's actually way comfier. Like sitting up in bed trying to hold her is really difficult, whereas I just go in there. Most of the time I have to change her nappy anyway throughout the night, and that's definitely easier because I've got like the changing table there. So it's just way easier for me to come in and sit on this lovely armchair, and it's really comfy, and like I said, I use it every night, and sometimes I use it during the day as well. So I have loved using that. Now, like I said, I don't really have any regrets because I didn't really over purchase, and I think that is a major thing in not having any baby buy regrets, is just don't over purchase. For example, swaddles. We used swaddles for the first sort of few weeks, and I only bought 2 swaddles, and I bought 2 different kinds, one of each, if that makes sense. I bought a Love to Dream swaddle and I think it was a Tommy Tippy one. And Nova absolutely loved the Love to Dream one because she could have her arms up, and that was great. She hated the Tommy Tippy one because it was restricting and it put her arms down, and she really didn't like it. So that was kind of a waste of money, I guess, because I probably used it once and she hated it. You could put the arms out, so I sometimes use it so she could have her arms out a little bit as well. But we kind of gravitated towards the Love to Dream swaddle. However, those swaddles, again, I'm going back to money, but they are so expensive. They're between like £30 and £40, and they grow out of them like that. You need more than one because 9 times out of 10 they'll be sick in the night, or they'll have a poo explosion, or they'll be covered in wee. So you need to have more than one, or you're rotating all the time. You're trying to get it washed in the morning and dry in the day. And like I said, they will literally be in them for a few weeks and then they've outgrown them. So you're spending like ridiculous amount of money on these swaddles, and I just couldn't warrant it. So we've actually switched from swaddles when she was old enough to sleeping bags, and they're so much cheaper, and she absolutely loves them. I didn't particularly notice a difference between a swaddle and a sleeping bag and a sleeping bag within her sleep. She slept pretty much kind of the same. It didn't affect her. I know the swaddle is to kind of like comfort them and things, but she hasn't been any different really in a sleeping bag. Sleeping bags are way more accessible. You can get them in all your supermarkets and they're way more affordable. My buying the swaddles aren't necessarily a regret, because I only bought 2 and I tried them, and she did use one for quite a few weeks. But I'm glad I didn't buy loads of them, because it would have been a waste. I mean, I probably would have used the Love to Dream one with the arms up because she would sleep in it, but it would have just been pointless. I was just better off just buying the sleeping bags. You do just have to be aware that they can't be in a sleeping bag at a certain age and a certain weight, so do just do your research within that. But I love a sleeping bag. They're another kind of thing that I really enjoy using and Nova really loves, because it means that you don't have to tuck blankets in all on the side and sort of bother with all of that sort of stuff. I don't have to worry about the blanket falling over her face. The sleeping bag or sleeping sack type thing is just all in one, and you can get different togs depending on kind of the temperature, and it just keeps her really snug, and I don't have to worry about any movement of it flying up in her face or anything like that. And she is also a little wriggler, so she loves kicking her legs about and things like that, so she can't do that with a blanket, or even really a swaddle. It's kind of too restricting for her, so the sleeping bag really works for us. Right, so I think that is kind of everything. There are definitely other things that we use every single day and love, but I tried to kind of touch on things that maybe aren't as kind of well known maybe, and kind of more unique things to us, whereas you have the generic kind of nappies, muslin cloths, nappy caddies downstairs, all that sort of thing that you will probably use a lot no matter kind of what your baby is like. But these are kind of the things that just personally have worked for us. If we have another baby, who knows? They could be completely different and none of this will work for them, but this is just what works for me and for Nova at this time in her life, and I'm sure it will all change again. Her routine is changing so much at the minute. She's definitely changing from a newborn now. She is way more alert. She's getting like more of a personality. She's struggling with sleeping during the day because she wants to know what's going on. She kind of isn't able to sleep through every single noise anymore. She's needing kind of more settling for that. She's having a lot more awake time, and she is definitely transitioning from that newborn phase, because she is now 3 months. So I think like newborn is up to like 12 weeks. I'm not entirely sure. I think everyone has a different opinion, but she is no longer in that newborn phase. It's sad that it's going so quickly, but it's also amazing to see her grow and develop and to see her little personality start to show. It's just amazing. I hope this video was helpful, and like I said, take it with a pinch of salt. Every baby is different, every mum's different, you'll have different things that work for you, but just for us personally, this is what has been great for us. So thank you so much for watching. I can't believe she stayed asleep for this whole time. I hope you didn't feel like I rushed through the video, but I wanted to get it done. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.